Welcome to the Dirty Couch where we talk dirty. My name is Steve, aka So Sick.
And my name is Misty. We're on the couch where we have unfiltered, raw, uncensored, and very honest conversations.
And I'm quiet. This is the second episode of a series that we're going to be doing. But right now, today we're talking about toxic relationship and psychotic people.
Yes, you've come across them. You are those people maybe, or you've dated those people. We'll talk about all of that before the show ends.
And just to represent Kopala, we're not even here trying to floss and trying to say,
last
now
week
we have vodka, watch Macaulay, we don't care. This week we're having opaque beer.
Representing.
It has milk in it and it has sugar, just the way people don't like it, but I like it that way.
I like it like this as well. Has some ice cubes in it. It's really chilled, and I'm just really surprised that it tastes this good.
So
Oh man.
I passed through. This is how we do. We have to make a living. We have to make it work. But please tell me how it tastes. For all the slay queens out there that pretend you guys can't drink this, we put it in like a nice fancy ass glass. All right.
Somebody said that it's just packaging. You can sell anything to a slay queen as long as it's packaged nicely.
I said that.
Oh, you were that person?
I said if Chibuku was 250 kwacha.
Oh, you did.
And it was sold in a fancy pub. All the slay queens would always want Chibuku.
Oh my God.
Can I have 2 shots of Chibuku? But since now, it's known for the ghetto and things like that. Everyone wants to run away from the ghetto, even though everyone is
associated with that.
Yeah, so they're Chibuku. By that time it becomes.
But that's what we're doing today on this show.
Cheers. How does it taste though?
It tastes really good. Mine, it has milk and sugar and ice cubes, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Not only am I going to get a bit tipsy, but I got hunger pains. I haven't eaten anything. All right, so today we're talking about toxic relationships.
It's like my mama's munkoyo.
Your mom's munkoyo is pretty good.
Very.
I've had your mom's munkoyo. All right, so moving on from the drinks, and we're going to be refilling as well in our nice orange jug.
Go slow.
You will go slow, never mind.
For me.
I'm the type of nigga that doesn't go slow. I'm a fast-going nigga.
Oh. Okay.
So now, what's the definition of a toxic relationship? I know most people have been hearing about all the stories that have been happening. People killing each other in Zambia over love and all that nonsense.
Oh, that. And we've read so many stories, especially over the past week and just like months. It's every week there's somebody killing somebody because they cheated, because they were jealous, because of so many reasons.
So today we're going to give you the telltale signs of how to know that somebody's toxic in the relationship. We'll talk about that, but we're also as well, because the Dirty Couch is about ourselves as well. We're human beings. We go through a lot of bullshit, that bullshit needs to be bullshitted out from our mouths. We need to tell you everything that we've gone through. I've experienced a few things, but before we do that, let's get a definition of what a toxic relationship is.
Oh,
I should forget so easily. We went through this
No. Let's look it up and let's let you know what the experts say. They say by definition, a toxic relationship is characterized by behaviors on the part of the toxic partner that are emotionally and not infrequently physically damaging to their partner. Yeah, but while a healthy relationship, contributes to your self-esteem, your emotional energy, you just feel it's all about good vibes every time it comes around. It's like, oh my gosh. It makes me feel so good. It's a healthy relationship. But an unhealthy relationship involves, it is very damaging. Somebody's insecure. They're constantly accusing you of shit you didn't even do.
Then you ask.
They're all the time, they're just in your face. That is not healthy. It's emotionally draining. It drains your energy. It doesn't spark joy. Every time it comes around, you're just like, You try to have a conversation like, good morning, babe, I really missed you. You replied 2 seconds late. You was smashing somebody. It's like, how did we move to good morning?
All right, I got to tell you a story. I was in a toxic relationship once.
Oh, for real.
And, but first, before we go there,
we get comfortable.
How do you know you're not the toxic one? We'll get to that point first. But I've been in a relationship where I'm a person who loves people who are destroyed.
Oh.
I've got.
You have a
called,
savior complex.
I've got a savior complex. Savior complex, basically, I want to save every soul.
Save everything.
So even when I look at my list of girls that I've been with, it's always somebody who's broken somehow.
Yeah.
Whether it's rape, whether it's child abuse, whether it's all sorts of things, and I am drawn to that type of person.
Ooh.
And every time that I hear a sob story, like if they say every hoe has a story, but I make sure it's not a hoe, it's somebody who actually has a proper heart.
Isn't that like every person has a story?
Every person has a story, but every hoe has a story too.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean,
a new one.
Some hoes give you those stories so that you can feel sorry for them.
Oh.
But then some people, when they're not hoes, they hide those stories, and then once they tell you those stories, and you're part of their connection, and they trust you enough to actually come out with those stories.
Yeah.
You are their person. They go to you for everything, and
I agree.
And that's, I think, some of the mistakes I've made. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in a relationship with people who've had tragedies or trauma. I'm just saying you need to be careful what you're giving to them. Okay. You might be giving them too much. Yeah. You might become their savior, and they only rely on your ass for everything. Emotional.
I mean, that becomes burdensome to you.
To be friends, you're their only friend. You're the only one who caters for their emotions. When you're not there, they are lost. And they freak out that they're about to lose this. So what do they start becoming? Toxic. They start checking on you, hoping that they won't lose you. That every time
they become over-dependent on you.
And then, unfortunately, you get tired of it. And then when you get tired of it, they now start thinking, what is wrong with me? Maybe it's him. So that I'm going to destroy everything around him.
Oh, man.
Until he's back to being mine. And I've gone through that. And the mistakes I've made through my toxic relationship, where I got to a point where somebody felt that I was theirs. Like, I was completely theirs and no one else's. So whenever I would even be home, somebody would call me. I say, where are you? Like, I'm at home with my wife. What the fuck? What the fuck do you want? Like, yeah, so what, you having sex with your wife?
Yeah.
I'm about to.
When people are married and they're in a relationship, and that's when stuff like that.
That's when I knew. I was like, this is crazy. This is getting to a point where now it's now becoming jealous. When you don't pick up your phone, you find a terrible text message. You hear about them trying to commit suicide, and you're now scared that whatever you do to them, so you start now handling them with rubber gloves. Everything that they say, I gosh, I'll walk home. You're like, oh no, let me drive there. I'll come and pick you up. No, I don't have salt pangand. Okay, and now you become a slave. So that toxic relationship always ends up bad. That's why when I hear these stories of how people kill themselves, I can honestly relate. Because sometimes we get into relationships and we want to heal people, but we're not fucking psychologists.
No.
All we can do is offer a helping hand. We can help someone out. But once you get to a certain point, you fuck it up. And that's my
You can only do so much for somebody. And a lot of people walking around, most of us, I should say, because this would be like an all-inclusive statement. Most of us are walking around with trauma that we've never actually dealt with. It might stem from your childhood, what happened in past relationships, and you just don't deal with it. So you just carry all this shit with you, and then you take it in new relationships, and then it becomes a burden on that relationship and the person that you start dating, the new person you meet.
Okay, I told my fucking story. I told my story. Now it's time for Misty to tell her story.
I've had my share of psychotic people as well. But
you've got a long list? I'll
talk about the most psychotic person or the most toxic person I have dated. And we'll talk about that when we come back. Let's take a short break and I'll tell you all about it in living color.
I can't wait to hear this shit.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Dirty Couch with So Sick and Misty. I am Misty, in case you're wondering.
And I'm Steve, aka So Sick. Catch me on my Facebook handles. It's Steve So Sick. Yeah?
What do you say?
Yeah, what I said.
I'll let you know how to get me on my
You can
social
write,
media.
you see, it's written down here on the thing. It's scrolling down.
Well, I hope you grabbed a drink. You're well refreshed, and we're about to get ready into how to tell that you're in a toxic relationship. There are always telltale signs every time you're dating somebody who's not right for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you ignore them. You're like, God, the Lord will fix it. It never gets fixed. So here are the signs.
All right, so the first one, this one we talked about in some of our issues is they belittle you. Belittle. You're like you're nothing. They make you feel so small, and those are the things that no matter how hard you work, hey, actually, you're Steve, aka So Sick, this radio presenter, this good rapper, great father, look at DJ I'm like, then you go home and like, maybe I'm just a car DJ. You know what I mean? I've done so much in my life.
But even though I stay with you, there are like a lot of pretty girls in the not in it. You can go home, look in the mirror like maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not all that.
Yeah, and that's real, and that's done strategically. And they also, the second one is bad-tempered. They have the temper that you just can't control. You could be having fun right now, drinking your munkoyo / chibuku. And next thing you know, like, so this is bullshit, this is rubbish, this is all. Next thing
The way it escalates is very quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's from 0 to level 100 in a few minutes. Like it gives you very little time to react and start thinking, what did I really do? Maybe I did do something. Did I look at somebody's butt while they passed here? Like, what did I do?
Somebody toxic is calling me. So if I don't pick up, we know what's going to happen?
Yeah. I know exactly what's going to.
And other thing is guilt inducer as well. I mean, you always feel guilty about everything.
They make you feel guilty over shit you didn't even do.
Yeah.
You're like, why am I taking this guilt trip? I didn't even buy a ticket for it. Why are you putting me on this trip?
Like from your story, what you were saying is that, like even though you haven't slept with anyone, you haven't talked to anyone, they'll accuse you of sleeping with someone or cheating with someone or opening your legs or like for me, taking out my gongshong, sticking it in the hong pong. And they do that constantly. To a point where you have to go and smell yourself and try to prove whether it's actually true.
Did I really sleep with somebody in my sleep?
Maybe I did.
Maybe you did have sex in my... You're like, maybe I'm too friendly. I should stop. Maybe I should stop being friendly. And in the end, you start withdrawing into yourself.
Yeah, it affects you
start
as well.
cutting off company.
So if they make you feel guilty, maybe these are some of the signs. And if you can relate, please let us know as well. And the overreactor. Someone who overreacts over everything.
I told you one time, I waved at a guy. We were buying something in a shop, and then I see somebody I know.
Yeah.
I walk there and I say hi.
Can I just like put this on speaker so they can hear we're doing a show? All right, go ahead.
So I go and say hi to this guy, and he's like standing by the car waiting.
I'm shooting something.
I say hi to this person, and then I go back to the car. We start driving around town, continuing running errands, and this person is not talking to me.
Yeah.
So I start to wonder, like, is he okay? Did I say something, like my stupid mouth? Did I say something offensive? And now I'm in my head, losing my shit because I'm trying to really see where I went wrong. What have I done wrong? It took us running around in town. He's like really upset. And he decides, you know what, maybe we shouldn't buy what we came to buy. Let's just drive away.
You know what happened? It happened almost similar, but obviously in a male standpoint. I knew this girl for a while, but nothing sexual. And we're not even friends. She was basically an acquaintance.
That's it.
So we were at some place, and you walk into a place, everybody say, hey, what's up? It's like, okay, the first thing you do as a man is you go and pee. So or go to the bar. So I went to the bar. And then, paid for drinks. And then I was about to take them to a thing. Then a girl stopped me and said, hi. I was like, oh, hey, long time. I hugged her. Like, how you doing? You good? Like, great. Cool. Hey, nice to see you. Long time. Blah, blah, blah. It's been a while. We need to catch up. Then I take the drinks to the table. Who was that you hugged? Like, what do you mean? Who's that bitch that you hugged? I was like, I don't even know her name. I can't remember her name, but yeah, I've known her for a while. She's not even a friend. She's like an acquaintance. No, but why were you hugging her?
You're smashing.
Why were you what?
You're smashing.
It turned into this whole huge argument to a point where she said, I was like, Kami.
Dude, that's exactly what, like, we drove to town. This person was like extra upset because I had hugged a guy in town and said hi. So they finally just drop me off at home, take out stuff in the car, and drive out.
Yeah, and
now follow over nothing.
Big tip, ladies.
And you know,
if you're going to leave a guy and you leave a guy at a joint over a girl that he doesn't even know, believe me, the first thing he'll think about is smashing that girl so that he can stop feeling the guilt of absolutely doing nothing.
I'm telling
you. At
you.
least let's be guilty about something.
That's it.
Let's hit that.
I mean, he drives all the way, and then on the way to Lusaka, that's when he takes like, I see what you do when I'm not around. You are busy fucking other men. You are a hoe. And here I am, like in my house, stunned. I'm like, this whole time, it was about the guy I said hi to in town. Anyway, from one hug.
Okay, and another one is the over-dependence.
Yeah.
Over-dependence is because they usually come to you.
They rely on you for everything.
And they forget about everyone else.
They're not making friends. They talk to you. It's emotional support. And when you're not there, it's outbursts because I am nothing to you. You don't care about me. You left me.
So when you ever get into a relationship, maybe you're the toxic one, you need to listen to this. If you ever get into a relationship and you abandon your friends and you start now focusing on that one person,
it's not healthy.
The day they'll leave you, I'm telling you, you're going
have
to
nobody.
Feel. Yeah, that's what called over-dependence. So maybe you're toxic. And then another thing is independent but non-dependable. I've dealt with that one. Where they're independent, but you can never depend on them to do anything for you. Nothing. But, okay, so,
yeah.
I just need you to do me that small favor. Or I was like, I found this bag. So, I mean, you can find your own money, right? I mean, I used your water bill money. Like, what?
I mean, nobody would die.
Over something. Imagine, I food. And another one is the user as well. That's before the final one. They're a user. Well. And yeah, users are usually toxic. It's crazy. Because they just want to use you for one. It ties in with your emotions.
That's true.
And
it's your money.
It's your sex.
It's just sex. Yeah. That's it. They just come through and they're all nice about it. Once they get it, they're all gone. And then until next week, then they feel like, why you?
Toxic. That's crazy.
Did I tell you that I really miss you? I'm like, get away from here.
And possessive, paranoid. They're possessive.
The insecure ones are usually the very possessive ones.
Yeah.
Because they just feel like you belong to me, you know. Nobody else should look at you. Nobody else should have you. Yeah. You're not a person. You're property now. You solely belong to me. So I dictate where you go, when you go out. God forbid you went to the club with some friends. You went and had drinks. Although the problem is I'm truthful, Aisha. So now I started learning, like, should I become a liar in this relationship? Like, just to... And that's not me.
You lie even though you don't need to lie.
Even though you don't need to lie.
Yeah, for real. I have that.
I just went to the market. I shouldn't have lied that I went to the market because I didn't do anything wrong.
What's wrong with going to the market?
Absolutely nothing.
Because maybe your vagina, while you're going to the market, will just all of a sudden decide to fuck everybody by the market. And then you come back and then you cut your tomatoes and onions and then you fry an egg. But then you see my point of this is, if all these characteristics that we scribble down in this paper are things that you do to your partner, maybe you need to stop. All right, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back. And with the next topic we're talking about is how to get out of a toxic relationship. They're really hard to get out of. And we'll let you know how we got out of ours. All right, welcome to the Dirty Couch, where we talk dirty. and we find out more about, what's happening with us, what's happening with you as well. Today we're talking about toxic relationships, psychotic people, and I know
insecure people.
you've probably dealt with them as well. So before the break, we talked about, how you can keep a tally of how toxic that person is, and we thought about it. And text messages are a great way for you to do that.
That's a good one.
And if your WhatsApp can keep your whole thread. Read your whole thread. Now, 31st December.
Just
read your whole thread now. And if it's 25% good and 75% bad, then something's wrong with your fucked up relationship. You get the fuck out of there.
And also, like, how does it make you feel? Because every time if somebody says something offensive, let alone if they typed it, every time you go back to that conversation,
it hurts you.
It hurts you. Like,
Yeah.
words really hurt. They hurt more than the physical blows. So every time you just roll by and then you feel some type of way, just know it's not worth it.
But you know what I do? I
delete.
I delete those messages now.
Because I get hurt as well, and then I just
delete.
In the end, I just deleted a whole thread. I woke up one day and I just said, I can't do this. Be gone. Go and live your life. Like, take this shit elsewhere.
All right, so toxic relationships are not all bad. There are some things that you enjoy in that relationship.
Oh, man, yeah.
It could be money. It could be great
sex.
It could be a person that has like serious intellect that you share common things with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes they could be like your lover, but then they're also your friend.
Yeah.
So when they leave, they're just like, there's an empty space. You don't have a friend. You don't have this person that you enjoyed talking to, and then you don't have your lover too. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, those perks, and are those perks worth you staying in that relationship?
You have to think
it's up
about
to you
it.
and your bullshit. But if that guy has a gun, and if that guy is going to hang himself over you, if that guy is going to go to your workplace and fuck up your boss, if that guy is going to go to your mother and scream that you're not home yet, or he has been calling you the whole day, maybe, just maybe, you need to leave. Yeah. All right. So the final one is do what else. See what else you can do apart from being in that relationship. I mean, most people. I've started going to the gym now. I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but you will during some of these episodes. By the end of these episodes, I'll be like Arnold's sixes. I'll be the shit. Yeah, but I mean, I think going to the gym always lets a lot of my steam out.
How do you feel the space like when people are not there? When the people you've gotten used to constantly being there, and now they're not there.
I masturbate.
Oh, that escalated very quickly.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't quote me. One horn, two horns. He's horny.
No, it's right. I
know you read a lot. What do you do? I've got books here. I
have like books littered all over my house. I read. But like when you've been in a relationship with somebody and they've taken up your time, you're going to feel it when they leave. And that's why most people keep going back and forth. Because you want to fill the void and you don't have anything else to fill it. But you have to be like a little strong and just know that after a while it gets better. You get used to being by yourself and know that there'll be a better person out there. Yeah, so for me, I broke it off. And they say like cut off communication. I'm that type. So I cut off communication. I block you on all platforms. You don't call me. You don't text me. I don't see your blue ticks. I don't see your statuses. That's it. And then I just move on out of my mind, out of sight. And I continue with my life. I get back to my books. I get back to TikTok. I get back to radio. I get back to hang out with Steve. And the thing with me is my toxic trait is I am the independent one.
And
I am a little too independent. So I break it off and then I'm like, you would think it never happened.
And that's where we're wrapping up the show.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we can talk all the nonsense about people all day. But how do you know you're not the toxic one? How do I know I'm not the toxic one? Have I been the toxic one in a relationship?
Oh, there's that. Because sometimes every time a relationship ends, you're constantly looking at the other person and they are in the wrong. You never take stock of
You never think about yourself.
No, you never think you're the bad guy either.
Because I don't think anyone in a toxic relationship knows that they're the ones who are toxic.
My toxic trait is I'm very comfortable with my space. that I could sometimes forget about you and go the whole day and not talk to you and be fine. Or maybe you could trick me sometime, like, let me not text her today. And then it doesn't bother me because I'm like...
I find that absolutely annoying that you can switch off.
I can completely switch off.
My toxic trait is I always want people around me. I feed off people. And sometimes when people want their quiet time, they want to have a romantic time, I'll usually be the guy who would come with like a gang of people and say, I'm having dinner here with my babe. You guys can be there by the bar.
Yeah.
Wow, I try to be romantic.
I hate those people.
And I think that's my toxic trait. I always want to be around people, feed off their energy. And I always want to talk to people and have fun with them. And I think that's one of my toxic traits.
And when I'm upset, I'm like really upset. I think that's like another toxic trait of mine.
Mine is I never get upset.
That's so weird.
Like, it's so annoying that I'm looked at that maybe I'm just not serious.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we're about to be evicted.
I would think that too.
Evicted? We can't get evicted. Go and sleep. I'll sort it out.
I'll work it out.
Yeah, and then you're like, but how come you're not, but I don't sleep.
How come you're not panicking?
Yeah, I panic, but I panic for myself.
So my trait is very bad for somebody who's toxic and insecure, because then they think I'm for sure seeing other people. Because you ignored me the whole day. Yes, like I rely on myself, and I'm fine in my space. I don't want people in my space. So it would be like, you didn't text me yesterday. I texted you, you didn't reply fast enough. What were you doing? And I'm like, I was doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, do an introspection and look at yourself as well. And if it's not getting better, Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are the first time, you need to believe them. So when you excuse the behavior the second time thinking they'll change, no, that's who they are. It'll be a constant. Yeah, that's it. So get out.
All right. We'll come to the end of the Dirty Couch. Thanks for joining us for our second episode. We'll be having more introspection into our own lives, and of course that you can identify with as well.
Yes, and you know what to do. Every time this is posted up online, you comment and give us your experiences, share your stories with us as well. We'd like to read them, read up on them, or get to know what you're going through.
Amen.
Hallelujah, brother.
We're out of here.
Church is over.
And we're going to wrap it up with a big cheers for the second episode of Dirty Couch with our Chuku. That's why.
How many did you drink to get drunk?
We get 6 koroko for 21 hours. Because now by the breakfast, lunch, and supper.
I think you're going to la shifi. What we are going to call it? Ngani wine hapa ngani kolwa a glass limosho.
Oh shit.
I mean, it tastes good, but it doesn't get you drunk fast enough.
Yeah, but the breath is fucked up. Holy shit. Acela shit de taco.